Hi YouTube, welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael, and today we're going to be looking at a couple of options with portable power stations. So over the years when I've been using these portable power stations, I've been asked many different questions, and I thought I'd actually address them in this video and answer the most common ones. Before we get started though, just a reminder that BLUETTI has the sale on from the 16th to the 30th of September. So if you are looking for a portable power station, then make sure you head over and take a look at the discounts. So I'm just going to go through some of the most common questions. So a question I get asked quite a lot is, how big do I need a portable power station? So that really depends on your needs, obviously. So the model I have here is the BLUETTI EB55, and this unit has a 537 watt-hour battery and can produce up to 700 watts of power from the AC outlets on the front. So this size of unit would be perfect for someone that's going to be camping. It'll keep you going for a weekend if you have a small portable refrigerator, for instance, and you want to do some charging, etc. It can be easily recharged in your vehicle with the use of a 12-volt cable, and they'll just plug into this port right here. So you can charge it if you're going to be driving around in your vehicle and keep it topped up. So this is a perfect size. I feel that if you want to go camping for a couple of days, no problems. If you add a solar panel to this unit, then you can more or less keep it going indefinitely if you get the sunshine and you're not drawing too much power constantly. I can more or less keep this fully topped up with a 100-watt solar panel that I plug into it, and it'll run all my devices and continue to charge, so I don't really lose that much power. So one other big feature I would look at before deciding which one's right for you is the amount of power you can get in to recharge it. With the EB55, it will take 200 watts of solar power, and if you combine it with the charge brick as well, so you want to charge it through your solar panel and you want to plug it in to get a fast charge, it'll charge at 400 watts. But 200 watts is actually quite a lot of solar, and pairing it with this model would be ideal. You would always have this topped up, I'm pretty sure. So what other features might be important to you? So for me, having the ability to plug in lots of different ports in the USB, because I charge most of my stuff that way, is very important to me. I like to see lots of ports. It has a USB type C, which will actually output to 100 watts. So that will charge my MacBook Pro very well. Again, that's a big feature for me. On this model, you have the 15-watt wireless charging pad on the top, which I really like. I can just put my phone there. I don't have to plug it in. If I forget cables, doesn't matter. I can just put it on the top. And there are lots of devices now that you can charge wirelessly. And that is a really big feature for me on this particular model. There are some units as well that will connect to your mobile phone through Bluetooth and give you lots of statistics so you can monitor them, etc., and see what your usage is. This model doesn't have that, but there are some BLUETTI models that do. So if that feature is important to you, then you could look at some of the other models. So another question I get asked a lot is, how long do these things last? So I've had my oldest one for maybe, I think somewhere around 4 years, and I really haven't scratched the surface of it. With the EB55, again using this as an example, this will charge up and discharge 2,500 times before it reaches an 80% capacity. So the battery will degrade to that level. Now 2,500 charge and discharge is a lot of cycles. Like if you put that into perspective, even if you went out camping every weekend, so that's 52 times a year, I mean, you're into several years before the batteries in these things will degrade to a point. And at 80% capacity, there's still lots of life left in the unit. So they do last a long time. They are an investment in money, but to me, I think the longevity of the unit over the cost of it actually makes sense. So another question I get asked is, how do I store my portable power generators? So I keep them in the house where it's warm, and I periodically recharge them. So maybe once every 2 months, I'll plug them in, make sure they're topped up, and just maintain a steady charge. I don't leave them empty. I like to keep them up to full and then just let them sit and then recharge them so I can grab them at any time. So one of the other questions I get is, do you take them camping when it's very, very cold? So in Canada, the temperature can go down to about -40 Celsius. And I've taken my batteries with me to about probably -30 and below Celsius without any problems. Batteries won't perform very well in the cold. No battery does, cameras especially. So taking care of the battery in very cold weather is very important, especially if you don't want to damage it, but if you actually want to get any use out of it. So what I've done in the past is I have a Coleman cooler box, one of those white boxes that you see. It's very well insulated, and I actually put the device inside. I put my cameras in there as well. If I know that my tent's going to get cold overnight, I'm going to cold camp for instance, or my stove's going to go out and the temperature's going to plummet, I'll put some of my smaller camera equipment in my sleeping bag with me to keep that warm. But obviously it's going to be difficult to sleep with a big box like this inside your sleeping bag. So by putting this in a cooler, and I also have one of these, which is a rechargeable hand warmer, which I set on low, and I'll put this in the cooler as well, and just let this thing just keep the air around the battery at a reasonable temperature. And that'll stop the battery from getting very cold, and it will protect all the electronics, and especially in the morning, it'll actually work and I can do some charging. When the tent's nice and warm, obviously I can take everything out. And the beauty is you can actually recharge the hand warmer with your portable power station. So you can keep it topped up for the next night and it'll run for 8-9 hours, whichever, on low. So that's the end of the main questions that I get asked. If you have any specific questions, leave a comment below and I'll certainly try my best to answer it. And don't forget to check out the BLUETTI sale that's going on currently until the 30th of September. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.